Hello everyone, now we are going to learn about electricity, current and its effect. We have different sources of electricity, but in this chapter we will learn only about electric cell as a source of electric energy, and also we will see some experiments by which we can generate electricity or a current. Take a lemon, insert an iron nail and a lead piece from your pencils, or you can use a copper piece also in place of lead, and where iron nail act as a cathode having negative charge and a lead or a copper piece act as a anode having a positive charge, and this is a voltmeter. With the help of voltmeter you can see the amount of energy generated by the lemons. Take few lemons, and in lemons you have to insert an iron nail and a copper piece and connect with each other using a copper wire. Remember, if one end of the wire you have connected to the iron nail and the other end of the wire you have to connect to the copper piece which are inserted in the lemon, and after which in voltmeter you can see the how much the volt of electricity is produced with these lemons. Take a LED bulb. Here you can see a glowing of a bulb. Take a LED bulb which are used in decoration purpose, and a switch and a lemon with iron nail and a copper piece inserted in it, and a wire which is connected with the bulb. And here you can see when you on the switch you can see the bulb glows. You can also make your own cells by using certain apparatus. Take 2 injection bottles filled with sulfuric acid, and you have to be careful with sulfuric acid. And the caps of a bottle which are made up of rubber, you have to insert in these both the caps of the bottles with copper piece and a zinc piece of 2 mm wide and 3 centimeters long, and close the bottle so that one end of each piece should dip into the acid, and take care it should not touch each other. The 2 pieces should not touch each other. Now the other end of the copper and the zinc piece you have to make a connection with the copper wire and with the LED bulb. Remember, if one end of the copper wire is connected to the copper piece of one bottle, the other end of the wire you have to connect the zinc piece of the other bottle, and thus then the bulb will glows. Now by using a battery and pencil and a salt water you can notice a certain reactions. You have to sharpen here the 2 pencils from both the ends, and you have to dip it in the salt water, and the other end of the pencils should be connected with the wire and a battery. You will notice that the bubbles moving from one pencil, and thus the flow of charges can be noticed. Here you can see the bubbles moving, so the flow of charges are taking place. Now let's see electric current and its effect. Electric current, the flow of electric charge is called electric current. Means when the charges are moving, so the electric current is producing. And electric circuits, in an electric circuit is a path. Here you can see a electric circuit. It is a path through which the electric charge moves is called electric circuit. Whatever path it may be, whether it will be a parallel or a series, that path is called the electric circuit, from where the charges is move, the current is produced, and is often carried by moving electrons. And the SI unit of electric current is ampere, which is represented by a capital A, and here it is a electric charge. So it is electric current and it is a electric charge, and the SI unit of electric charge is coulomb, and it is represented by a capital C. And you can also make a simple circuit by using a paper and a copper, and when you press a button the LED bulb glows. And the symbols are used for the electric components for easy understanding, and also see here, if you have to draw a electric cell you have to draw the whole cell, but whereas symbols make it easy, you have to just draw a horizontal line and a vertical line, and this indicates the plus sign and this indicates the minus sign. Okay, and this is the symbol of the electric cell, electric bulb. And when the switch is off in position, here you can see it is not touching it, so it is in open circuit, and this is the offing of the switch, and the position of the switch, and this is the on position of the switch where it is touching the circuit, and it is a closed circuit. And this is a symbol of a battery where cells are used, which makes a battery, and a wire which is a good conductor of electricity. Mainly copper is used. And here is a pictorial diagram. For making this diagram, it will take time, but whereas when you use symbols for drawing a circuit diagram, it will be easy for you to draw. So it's a switch symbol, bulb symbol, and how the batteries. Now let's see what is electric cell. It is a device which produces electric charge because of some chemical reaction. The cell which is used in a torch is called dry cells. The wet cells are used in car batteries. So there are dry cells and as well as wet cells. And in torch, what type of cells are used? Those are dry cells. And in cars, wet cells are used. A normal dry cell gives how much output of volt? That is only 1.5. And whereas battery, the group of cells makes a battery. More than one cell is used in most of the devices because the device needs more than 1.5 volt of power. So if the certain appliances is big or it will make a more work, it need a more power to work. So that's why the battery is used. And these are the closed circuits and the open circuit. This is a closed circuit. When the circuit is complete, here the switch is on. Here you can see the switch is on and current flows only in a closed circuit. Whereas in the open circuit, the circuit is incomplete and the current does not flow in an open circuit. And here you can see when the closed circuit, the bulb is blown, and when the open circuit, the bulb doesn't glows. Heating effect. And now we know electricity produces light, heat, and as well as the sound. Now we have seen the light. Now let's see the heat. How electricity can be converted into heat. This is when electric current flows through a conducting wire. The temperature of the wire increases, called heating effect of electric current. And devices which work on heating effect of electric current are incandescent bulb is an example of a device which works because of the heating effect of electric current. And this is the incandescent bulb, and here this is a filament which is made up of a tungsten which has a high melting point. That's why this tungsten metal is used as a filament, and these are the lead wires, and in this the nitrogen or argon gas is filled. Why it is filled? Because it prevents the filaments from catching fire, because when the heat is more, the filament may catch the fire, so it prevents, the argon gas will prevent from catching the fire. See here how the bulb glows when it is on. This is a open circuit, and then the closed circuits. Here it's a battery, here it's a bulb glowing and doesn't glowing. And now appliances and made for heating, and what type of elements are used in appliances for generating heat through electricity. A heating appliances has a highly coiled wire or a metallic rod. The highly coiled structure increases the surface area and thus provides more heat. The elements are usually made of nichrome. It is not constant, it is nichrome, which is a metal with very high melting point. So the material elements used are nichrome. Electricity producing heat, it may be more and it may catch fire. So there is a prevention should be taken. Certain prevention should be taken. So electric fuse is the safety device which is used in households, wiring, and in many appliances. Electric fuse has body made of ceramic, and this is the electric fuse, and this body is made up of ceramic, and 2 points for attaching the fuse wire, and inside is two attaching points, one at the up and one down, and where the wire is attached so that the electricity flows. And the fuse wire melts whenever there is a overload in the wiring. So when it is overloading, so it will just disconnect the electricity, and thus the costly appliances can be prevented from damaging. In electrical devices, and in electrical devices, small fuses we can see. A glass fuse called as glass fuse is often used. This is a small glass tube in which lies the fuse wire. In this fuse wire is placed circuit breaker.